Hey guys, the section of violence here. We got another one for you. We got UFC Vegas 95. I know it's is pretty short notice getting this out for you guys, but it's a decent card. I'll start off with the bottom. We have Danny Barlow versus Nikolay Veretennikov. So Nikolay's a decent striker. If you look at his record, he's you know just a load. Sorry, bear with my computer, it's a little slow. Uh, he beat Ashley Reese. He beat Anthony Ivy. He's beat Demarcus Jackson. It's like he's beat pretty decent guys. His loss to Michael Morales at Contender Series isn't that bad aging. With what Morales has done. But the thing with Nicola is he's technical, but he's hittable. And I just think Danny Barlow, although the line's a little wide, I think is going to be a little cleaner on his punches. I think he's going to be I think he's going to have the reach advantage. I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that. I just trust Danny Barlow at range. I trust his skill set. He's looked really good so far. I know he hasn't had that really great win yet, but he has a one good win if I can remember. It'd be nice if my computer was faster. This keeps up. Might have to restart. No, it's there. All right. Yeah, Josh Quinlan. Raheem Forrest is his best win, which isn't great. Raheem Forrest is kind of a fraud. So this is a bit of a wide line, if you ask me. I could line Barlow as more of a slight favorite. Nikolai is pretty decent on the feet. Last time I checked, he isn't a slouch, and I don't think this fight will be taking place on the ground. So if it does take place most on the feet, if Nikolay doesn't get KO'd, I could see this being a nice live spot. So nothing on it for me before the fight. And Nikolay definitely is someone to watch this week as far as weigh-ins go, as far as um, how you guys see him like matching up with Danny Barlow. I don't know exactly how I would personally line this fight. Like I said, I would probably line at negative 150. But honestly, I can see Nikolay, you know, Veretennikov getting some, love from the public here during the fight week. So to summarize, I'm on Danny Barlow, slight lean. Would cap it probably negative 200 at most. It's a little wide if you ask me now. But yeah, this is a fight I have no interest in betting, so no biggie here. Moving on. We have Charalampos Grigoriou versus Toshiomi Kazama. Pretty straightforward fight here. If Grigoriou loses this fight, he should be cut from the UFC. Kazama is pretty bad. He's got decent jiu-jitsu, but other than that, like he's got KO'd by Garrett Armfield and Rinya. I think Grigoriou hits pretty hard. I think Grigoriou is just gonna get a KO. So I'm gonna go Grigoriou by KO. I'm not going to overthink it. Maybe Kazama mixes in the grappling somehow, makes it close. But I just don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be easily put away and taken out early with a KO from Grigoriou. Maybe I'm wrong, but this fight I'm not too worried about. I would line this fight probably negative 250 Grigoriou, negative. I don't know if I can go higher because Grigoriou is pretty bad. If you look at the guys Grigoriou lost to, like, man, Chad and Helliger, I can't get over how bad of a loss that is. Yeah, I'm just gonna trust that Grigoriou has the power to put out Kazama, but it's not enough to where I'm like, I'm gonna parlay it. So for now, no play, skip spot for me, but I can see Grigoriou coming on. I can see him getting a lot of love from the public on fight week, and Kazama. I don't know, man. I don't rate Kazama's skill set, and maybe you could surprise me, but I doubt it. Moving on, we have Talita Alencar versus Stephanie Luciano. Rematch. So rematch time. Luciano, she's pretty scrappy, decent on the feet, superior on the feet. She's fighting a grappler who she's already faced before, already kind of experienced to her type of grappling. The thing with Alencar is she gasses at a high paced fight. Will it be another high paced fight? I don't know. Maybe she learns from the first fight not to take as many bulk shots. Like I don't think she will take as many stupid shots. I think she's gonna be a little more conservative. Maybe mix in her striking, even though it's not as good. We'll see though. Honestly, I think Luciano wins it. Just off of output, and this being the second time they fought, I just think Luciano has his number. Um, I could be totally wrong. Alencar could, get fix some of her holes and come on strong here and get a submission. And I doubt it, but I think what she's gonna do if she does win is, I think she's gonna have a high grappling output and like mixed in with the striking though. Like I think she's gonna strike, to get into her shots. I think she's decent, at wrestling, but like not good enough to where I think Luciano's gonna have too many problems. I think Luciano kind of knows what to expect. I think she's gonna come out with confidence, and I think she's gonna, pretty much consider this the fourth round they never had that they should have had. But yeah, I'm gonna go Luciano here. Just no confidence with this pick because it's again grappler versus striker. Yana Santos versus Chelsea Chandler. Chelsea Chandler is awful. Yana Santos is mid. I'm gonna go Yana Santos just because Chelsea Chandler is so mid or awful. Sorry, Chelsea Chandler has decent top game. Um, all right optics. She hits and move, but she's so bad, man. Like she has a win over Josie and Nunes, but it's like Nunes is so low output, and I can't trust her. So this is a pass fight for me, obviously. But I'm gonna go with Yana Santos here. I think Yana Santos is gonna take her down, out wrestle her, out grapple her, out cage push her. I could be wrong here. This could be a complete coin flip split decision, but I think Yana Santos is gonna control her. And yeah, like I said, this is a pass spot for me. But if you guys want to play this, I'd probably just take the over. This is a bathroom break fight for me. But yeah, moving on. We have Jhonata Diniz versus Karl Williams. Karl Williams, he's a decent wrestler who the only problem I worry about is he waits till he's hurt before he shoots, and if you're waiting till you get hurt against your Diniz, that's going to be a problem. Diniz cracks very hard, and I think the KO early is very live. If Williams cannot get the takedown, which I don't expect him not to have an issue, I expect him to get him down with relative ease. I just, for some reason, have a gut feeling he's going to get KO'd because he's going to wait too long to shoot. But I expect Karl Williams to shoot. He's by far the better grappler. Diniz is dangerous though. He has a death touch, and this man knows how to, shut the lights off. I just don't know for sure if, because if he gets taken down, he ain't getting up. And Williams can maybe look for. I don't think he's got the. Has he have any finishes? Does he have any? Like Karl Williams, isn't really capable. I don't believe of getting a finish at this weight class. Yeah, he's faced Lucas Bresky, Chase Sherman, Justin Toff. I don't think he's been close to finish one time. Um, so I'm not. I think it's because he's undersized, is he doesn't carry that power. But regardless, still think he wins just off of the grappling. But I think it's going to be hairy, and the KO from Diniz is very live. So be careful with this one. Definitely volatile, heavyweight, very volatile. But I'm going to lean Karl Williams here, just because it's an MMA match. If this was straight kickboxing, I already know who I'm taking. Moving on, we have Pannie Kianzad versus Karol Rosa. Karol Rosa, um, Another fight I just don't really care to give you guys a big long prediction for. All I'm gonna say about this fight is if Karol Rosa can get her grappling game going, which I expect, she should win this fight easily. The striking should be pretty close, I think. I think Karol Rosa might be a bit better. The only thing that worries me with Kianzad is those knee surgeries. I don't know how her movement is. She hasn't really looked great on the ground, in her past fights. So I'm gonna go with Karol Rosa here, just off of recency bias and who she looked. She went to a close, arguable split decision with Irene Aldana, and Pannie Kianzad would not do very well with Irene Aldana. So I'm gonna go with Karol Rosa here, but you never know. It's women's MMA, so be careful with this one. But I'd go Karol Rosa by submission or decision. Moving on, we have Chepe Mariscal versus Damon Jackson. Um, yeah, Damon Jackson. He's a character. Pretty, you know, he's pretty decent at grappling. His jiu-jitsu's probably his best attribute. His wrestling's all right. Um, Chepe is pretty well rounded, which is why I lean Chepe here. But I'm not. I don't have the balls to play him at this price, and I definitely wouldn't play Jackson at this price. So it's just a skip fight for me. I think Chepe should win with his, versatile skill set, but Damon Jackson's no slouch. He's a veteran, faced some of the best guys. I think Damon Jackson wins this just because of, sorry, I think Chepe Marascal wins this just because Billy Q made it ugly with Damon Jackson, and Chepe's style is pretty similar. But I think he has more skills than Billy Q. So gonna go Chepe Mariscal here, but I would not be surprised to see a close fight play out and the grappling game played in with Damon Jackson being very sticky and hard to deal with. So interesting fight. I leave Chepe here, but I wouldn't tell anyone to bet this fight. It's very volatile and you never know how Sheppy's gonna do against a straight grappler. I don't. When was the last time Sheppy faced a grappler? It was hasn't faced a grappler in a minute. Yeah, he hasn't faced one. He lost to Steve Garcia, and he lost to Sean Soriano. He lost to Brito. He beat Yusuf Zalal. That's a good win. So he has good wins. It's like I'm gonna go Damon. I'm gonna go Chepe Maresca, but wouldn't be surprised because he hasn't faced many grapplers. So moving on, we have Jafel Filo versus Alan Nascimento. If I can go to my notes, I think this prediction could change, but I'm gonna lean Phil just because Shooter Box isn't looking great right now. Phil is well rounded. Is he as good of a grappler? No. Is he better on the feet? Yes. And the wrestling, I would say, is even. Jafel Filo has good experience facing guys like Makayev, where he was winning some of the grappling exchanges and on the exchanges on the feet. I think Filo's a very dangerous fighter. I think this is gonna be a close match. If Nascimento can't get him down, I feel like this is gonna be a very close match. So, as an underdog, I do like Jafel Filo, but I just don't really want to play this fight. I don't like betting against Shoot to Box. They're a very, very good gym. They just are on a little bit of a skid right now. Jafel Filo is, he's going to mix in the calf kicks. He's going to have some decent shot selection. And I think Alan Nascimento is going to be very hesitant. And he's not going to be committing to his takedowns. And when he does, I feel like he's going to get stuffed. So, going to go with Jafel Filo here, winning a decision. But yeah, it's definitely a pretty close fight. So wouldn't play it personally just because anything can happen with this fight. He could get subbed by Nascimento. So pass for me. But I would probably take the dog if I was going to take anybody in this fight. Moving on, Jarno Errens versus Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal. I met him in Vegas this past June. The guy's a class act. I think he follows my page now on Insta. He's a dope guy. I think he's gonna win the fight, but this does strike me as one of those matches where he could not, you know, come through. Like Jarno Errens is a lot of things, but he's not bad. He's pretty well rounded. Other than he doesn't offensively wrestle. Um, I would say his striking and output is pretty good. Zalal at times cannot have great output, but he's very skilled. I would say he's more skilled, well-rounded, and I'd say right in the prime of his career. Obviously, he beat Billy Quarantillo easily. Not much you can say about that. And then from there, like we don't really have many wins. He went to a draw with Blackshear, lost to Woodson, lost to Sung Woo Choi. So it's like there is a blueprint to beating this guy, but I think this guy's super good. I think Jarno Aaron's his win over Steve New again, like who is like Steve New again is pretty fraudulent, so it is what it is on that one. I'm gonna go with Yusuf Zalal here as my probably lock of the card, but that's probably what it's a good example of why some cards you should just avoid as far as big bets or pre-betting. This card is pretty tricky. I'd say the card's gone from pretty easy from the 304 card to decently tricky to the Abu Dhabi card, and now this card, which is not easy at all. So, bringing us up to the co-main event, we have Chris Gutierrez versus Javid Basharat. Uh, I think if Basharat can't get his kicking game going, he's going to be in a night of trouble. I think Gutierrez is the better kicker by far. I think Basharat might have better footwork, and I believe he has better wrestling, fight IQ. The problem is, I believe his brother's better when it comes to fight IQ and doing what needs to be done to win. Whereas Javid is very cocky and he's willing to strike with you on the feet for however long and try to prove that he's a better striker when he doesn't need to. Um, it's a tricky one to call because I think Gutierrez can pull it off if this fight plays out on the feet, but if it doesn't play out on the feet, I could see him just getting wrestle fucked and it's him sitting on his back, not getting up where his coaches are trying to motivate him in between rounds, like you got to do something. But I just don't think Javid's ego will let him wrestle another guy. I think he thinks he's too good on the feet, and I think he thinks he's better than he is on the feet. So depending on the game plan here, I think it's gonna rely on that, and I'll live bet that based on what Javid's doing. Um, but yeah, Gutierrez is definitely a live dog this week. Don't think the odds should be this wide. It should be a pick'ems or a slight favorite in Basharat. If you ask me, Basharat is coming off a loss to Ayman Zahabi, who in my opinion is a step down from Chris Gutierrez. Ayman Zahabi hasn't really proved anything like Gutierrez has, so interesting. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna lean Basharat just because I expect he's gonna grapple. But if he doesn't grapple, this could be he could look like a plus 100, 150 pick'ems. So definitely a tricky fight to call. But yeah, I'm gonna go Javid Basharat. Moving on to the main event, we got Marcin Tybura versus Serghei Spivac. Serghei Spivac is, oh, I think he is pretty good. Um, he has a good, decent judo game. I saw him at Extreme. He was training Francis. He looked great. Good grappling. Um, the thing about Sergey that I worry about is can he get him down? Because Tybura is known for having decent takedown defense, and if he can't get him down, does he have the striking to stand with Tybura? And by the way, this is in the running for the worst main event of the year. Um, both these guys are. nowhere near title contender contention, and no one asked for this fight. So it is a really depressing main event, but here we are. I'm going to go with Serghei's. I'm going to go with Marcin Tybura, just having a solid 25 minutes if need be. Um, I think Tybura can also screw this up. I feel like this is going to be competitive early. Tybura is going to separate himself late. Definitely not a fight I'm interested in playing, especially not pre. I bet you can get some better lines live. Um, it all depends on if Spivac shoots early. There's a lot of ifs with this card, so I'm gonna just pass on this one, but I lean Tybura. Now to give you guys my top five most confident picks, I'm gonna get you guys out of here. I don't want to go too far at a card that's not that not worth talking about that long. So number one, I got Yusuf Zalal. Number two, we got Danny Barlow. Number three, we got uh, Grigoriou. Number four, I got Marcin Tybura. And number five, I got Williams. So very, very tricky card in my opinion. So tread carefully with it. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll catch you guys next time.